Hi everyone, I'm Elo, and today I'm here to do a review about Call Me By Your Name. I will talk about the movie and the book. I decided to do it because I'd like to call it a piece of art because I love both the book and the movie so much, and I had a really interesting experience with it. I just want to share this with you, just share my thoughts about it and discuss it. This week I got this baby here. It's the DVD. It is in Portuguese, as you can see the title. I bought it because it was on sale and I couldn't resist. If you wanna see inside, it's really simple, but it has a movie and a little some extras that I was watching yesterday. Well, there's an interview with the director Luca Guadagnino and with the actors too, and it was really nice. And of course I have the book. It is also in Portuguese. It came with this I don't know how, it's a jacket, not a jacket, it's just a thing to promote the movie. It's actually to promote the book, because with the movie people will start to get interested in the book, so they put this, and when I bought it, it came with the book. It's in Portuguese too, and I read kind of a month ago. I will start talking about my experience with this. At first I heard about the movie, I saw the trailer, and I got really interested in this story. It seemed like a really romantic movie, but I knew not much about it. I just saw the trailer and I figured that it was about this relationship between Oliver and Elio. And I remember that I thought that it might be some kind of abusive relationship, just because the one guy was older and the other looked like a teenager. I don't know why I thought this, but it was the impression that I had with the trailer. But that was it, I just saw the trailer. And then when the movie came out, I saw it. I just downloaded it and saw on my computer because I couldn't go to the movies. It was showed in just a few theaters here in Brazil, not all of them. And I fell in love with it. It was amazing. I'll talk about later more what I think about the story. And then I got really obsessed with the movie, and I started looking for interviews about it, and I started getting to know the actors and the director too, and I saw a lot of interviews with them on internet. I think I saw almost all of them, and I started getting to know better the story. And I even got some spoilers from the books with these interviews. But it didn't ruin the experience for me. And at a certain point, I was dying to read the book, but I couldn't buy at the time. So I found on YouTube the audiobook in English. So I started to listen to this. And it is amazing because it's read by Armie Hammer, the guy who plays Oliver in the movie. And his voice is just amazing. It's a delight. And it was really great hearing the story told by him. And I've never heard an audiobook before, so it was really interesting experience for me, especially because it was in English, so I understand and speak English a little, but of course there was things that I couldn't get. But even with that, it was really great experience, and I got really emotional and satisfied with this experience. I loved it very much too. And then I keep it following all the interviews, and then there was the Oscars when they got 4 nominations, and I watched it and I was really cheering for them. I was really happy that the movie got the Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay, I guess. It was a really nice moment. I really wanted Timothy to get Best Actor because I really think he deserved it. It was not just me. A lot of people said that he deserved it. So, but unfortunately he didn't win, but I really think he will get more nominations in the future because he's awesome. A few months after the Oscars, I got to buy the book, finally. So I was reading another book, so I have to wait till I finish that to start this. So I start this on the beginning of June, I remember, because it was Pride Month, so it was really a nice moment to read it. And I remember that I read it so fast, I couldn't stop reading. It was amazing. I loved every page. I even mark a lot of pages, as you can see with these post-its here. Can you see it? There's a lot of great quotes that I wanted to remember, and I always do this when I read books. And it was amazing. Especially the last page, the last, I guess, 20 or 30 pages. I cried a lot in a lot of moments. It really got into me. And it became one of my favorite books ever, no doubt of that. And then after reading it, I think I closed the cycle because normally I prefer to read the book first and then watch the movie, but in this case I knew about the story because of the movie, so I didn't mind watching it first because I couldn't buy the book and read it back then, so I watched it first, and I love both of them. It's a great adaptation, so it's easy for you to love both of them. I don't know which one I prefer. I really can't choose because they're both amazing. Even with the changes that they made in the book, in the movie, the end is not the same. If you read the book and saw the movie, you know that the end in the movie actually is not the real end of the book. The book goes a little more of the story. They show Elio in the future and Oliver. Yeah, and now I know that they are producing a sequel for the movie, so possibly they will tell this part of the story that they left out in the first movie, and I'm really excited about it. I was a little scared because I was like, oh my god, I don't want them to ruin it, but I really trust Luca. He's great, and Timothy will be there, and Army, and all of them, so there's no way they can get this wrong. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to see. I can't wait for them to start shooting it, and I don't even know when we'll get trailers or even when the movie will come out, but I really hope it didn't take too long because I'm so excited. And now, talking about what I really think about this story in general, I think it's a really important story because it talks about love in a very simple way, because the book and the movie, they never talk about sexual orientation or the issues that people have with this. It's just about love and discovering a new feeling, and especially for Elio because he's young and he's discovering a lot of things about him. And I love that in the book he's questioning himself because back then, like, they already know about homosexuality, and especially in Europe, they were already very evolved about it. And his family is really acceptable, but he was really struggling about being bisexual, even though he never said he was. But he said at some point that he never knew someone that wants to be man and woman with man and woman. And for me, this part really, it's really interesting because he's discovering his sexuality and his feelings, but he didn't have a name for this. And coming from a person that really doesn't like stereotypes, I really like the way they present this on the book and on the movie too. And also it is amazing how they get to tell this story. In the book it is all from Elio's point of view, and it is on first person. You are inside his head all the time, so you get to know what he's feeling, and he changed his opinion a lot, and it's really really interesting getting to go this journey with Elio. The movie is a little different because I remember that I saw a movie and I really get to understand the characters, but when you read the book, you really understand even more what Elio is feeling and thinking and how he behaves some ways. And of course I have to talk about their chemistry, right? The two characters have a lot of chemistry, even in the books, because their personalities, they really fit together, you know. Even though at Elio's perspective, Oliver is a person, but in the end he discovered that he's a little different. Even though Elio is always worshipping Oliver, at some point you get to know that he's also vulnerable and not so sure of himself as we thought in the beginning. It's a really interesting arc to see too. In their conversations, the way they talk things without saying it directly, it's really really amazing. Another thing that I noticed was that the book is a lot more, how can I say, sexual than the movie. Of course, the movie you have the whole body expression, body language between them, but in the scene when they actually going to have sex for the first time, it's not, they didn't show anything. The director decided not to, and I understand why he did it, but in the books you get a lot more details. Not that it's the most important thing in the book, but you definitely get more details and a lot more sexual stuff. One thing that everyone talk about is on the very end of the movie, when Elio's father talked to him after he came back from the trip, when they said goodbye to Oliver, and it was a really powerful monologue. Everyone talked about it, and first time I saw it, I got really emotional, and every time I see it again, it gets to me because it's amazing. The actor, if I'm not wrong, it's Michael Stuhlbarg, something like this. He was amazing in the scene, and the words that he said in the scene, it came right from the book. And I have to give the credit to André Aciman for writing this, because it is amazing, and it's really inspiring. And for everyone that has the chance to watch the movie or read the book, I think it gets with you forever. One of the powerful scenes in the movie too is the last one, when Elio just stares to the fireplace and the music, Visions of Gideon, is rolling, and the credits, and it's really really powerful. Everyone talked about it too. I loved it. I think Timothy did great on that scene and in all the scenes, right? And just one thing I want to say about the book, because as I said, the ending is different. They talk a lot of their future after the end that we saw in the book, in the movie, and that part is mostly really sad, but it's also, I'm really glad that the author put this there, because we realized that even though they didn't got to be together, what they lived was there with them, like forever. And that's why there's a lot of parts there that I cried a lot. And as you can see with my last videos here, I became a really big fan of Timothée Chalamet. He's a great actor, he's a great person, he's just the sweetest, and I really really enjoy watching him, and I'm really excited for his new movies. But this one I will carry with me forever, because it really really stuck with me. As I said, it's a piece of art, and I think it shows more than anything that love is love, and we must embrace it and live it, you know, not deny ourselves of living these experiences, because they happen only once for a lot of people, and for some people never, you know. And so I think that's the most important message with the story. They lived this love, and it was possibly the most amazing experience of their lives, and even though it didn't last much longer, it was not less important because of this. So it was really amazing, and I loved so much. And that's it. The video is already too long. I hope I get to share my thoughts with you. I don't know if I did it well, but I just wanted to make a video to talk about it because it's really important, and I really like to do this here, to share things that I love. And yeah, I want to do more videos with reviews about books and movies and all of this. I just don't know if I always be able to do this in English. I read books in Portuguese because I'm from Brazil, and as much as I love English, reading in English and watching things in English, I read in Portuguese because it's easier to understand, and that's my language after all. So probably I will do more reviews of books but in Portuguese. But the reactions of series will keep being in English, and movies probably too. So yeah, that's it. I hope you like it, and I see you next time. Kisses.